Hello, hello, hello. Hope you're going well. Okay, let's get into some charts. It hasn't been great, has it, yesterday and most of last week, but a few things today, perhaps. Nothing really exciting, to be honest. The market seems to be very undecided, but there's lots of news coming up, so maybe it'll settle down a bit after that. Anyway, there's a few things to keep an eye on. So the first thing we'll do is go through my watch list here, and the first one on my list is Aussie CAD. So Aussie CAD, we've had a rejection of the daily 50, rejection of the daily 20, and then it pulled back down to the daily 50 again. And it seems to be rejecting this level again. Now this level is reasonably significant. Just on this one, on this layout here, it's got this rejection here, and also back here. And if you go back, you might find it's quite a strong level. So let's look at the hourly chart and see what that gives us. Now, this is a bit of a tricky one because the fibs aren't great. Let's zoom in a little bit. There's nothing to suggest either going long or short really on the hourly, but we do have a rejection of the daily 50, which is green line, break of the hourly 50, and then we obviously need a retest of the hourly 50 to give us our IBO entry. Now, if we do the fibs from these lows here, it kind of lines up, but if we go to a 4-hour chart, we can see that really this has just been one long run. There's no real level there. So really the proper fib will be this bigger one here. Let's get rid of this one. Do that. So the fib from the bottom, which means you'll need to go up to about here somewhere before it falls back. So just something to keep an eye on. If you do have the fib from down here, you may well find that it'll if it does just keep pulling back, it might just pull back to this daily pivot before it goes long, or it may not even work because the big money will not be interested. But keep an eye on that one, see how that plays out during the day. Aussie yen. There's a few yens that are finally doing something. The yen seemed to have a lot of weakness yesterday. No news I'm aware of, but all the yen pairs had strength due to yen weakness, and a few of them look like could be good setups. So this one here, this one is Aussie yen. Been messing around for quite a while, not really sure what it's going to do. And then we had a very bullish move yesterday, breaking the daily 50 and looking for some long action to continue. And the daily pivots are just lined up. That was my guess. It's pretty close. So pull back for a pip snatcher, probably the best option. Yeah, so the hourly 50 is catching up. So if this does a pullback in the next 3, 4, 5 hours, might take a little longer. That could be a nice little pip snatcher along. And MACD looks good. Yeah, everything looks good there for a pip snatcher. And that's pretty common across all the yen pairs. Some of them are trading into the daily 50, which is why I haven't got them on my list. The ones which are clear, like this one here, is CAD yen. We can see here that we are clear the daily 50, and the daily 50 will actually act as protection before I stop. And that was a pretty good guess for the pip snatcher. I'm going to go a little bit tighter. You get the idea. Pull back to pivot and the hourly 50 catching up. That could be a long entry as well. So keep an eye on that one. And the other yen pair is Swiss yen. Swiss had some news yesterday. It wasn't really that much. We didn't move it too much. Here we got a break up through the daily 50, through this level here, which was pretty strong it seems, but it's cleared that. And now we're looking for again a pip snatcher just to pull back to the pivot. 1 hour 50 catching up, and at the same time as 1 hour 50 reaches the pivot, and that'll give us a lovely little pip snatcher, quick 1-to-1. All of these you could take as hyper trades potentially if this is going to continue, but just doesn't feel right. I would personally just go for quick 1-to-1. Let's look at euro dollar. Now, euro dollar is not my favorite because it just tends to be moving around a lot, not really nicely as far as our strategies are concerned. We've got a pullback here to this support level, which has been tested here, here, and also, of course, the daily 50. So looking for a bit more long strength alongside to continue. It's been going sideways, not looking great. But the IBO does look quite nice. The fibs again don't line up perfectly, but that's okay. Sure, that's all right. Lines up with the daily pivot. And that could be quite a nice little IBO long. IBO B, because the 4-hour trend hasn't changed to long to a bullish trend yet. So this is an IBO B, but does look quite nice. And you can trade it up to these highs here. Oops, unreal whole thing. Or even daily 20, which is this red line here. Even just a 4-hour. But that looks quite nice. The drawback for me personally is it's euro dollar, which I've not had much success with in the past. Dollar Swiss, this one's quite a nice looking one. The daily looks a bit yuck because both dollar and US dollar and Swiss franc are safe haven currencies. They tend to trade kind of with each other a lot of the time. But here we've had the run pull back to the daily 50, pull down to the daily 20, which is messing around a bit, and there was a break down below the daily 20 yesterday. Maybe that's going to continue. The reason I really like it is actually for this setup here. We have a nice CBO setting up. Fibs line up really well. Actually, it's pull down a little bit lower. If it doesn't, it still looks pretty good. Daily pivot lines up with the 4-hour 50, with the 1-hour 50 catching up. Really nice looking setup for CBO. So maybe this is when it does actually break down, which would mean dollar strength and Swiss weakness. Since the news, we've had a bit of Swiss weakness, not really much, but a bit. And the dollar strength, well, the DXY is currently retesting the daily 50. So it either breaks through and gives the dollar strength, or it just gives up and we have dollar weakness. So it's a bit hard to pick that one, but the CBO setup looks pretty good. The drawback is it's been going sideways, and the last time I had a CBO setup was here, or even here. Actually, this one kind of worked, and then this one didn't. I guess, yeah, this one here actually worked. This is a CBO, 1-hour 50 just behind the 4-hour 50. Right down, didn't go down very far, but we would have got 1.5% to 2% maybe. And it was rejected that and then went back up again. So yeah, so not the best price action, but the CBO does look good. Last one, a quick look at euro pound. We looked at it yesterday. Maybe it's going to set up. It's been decelerating. This is quite a good support level with the highs here and here. So looks pretty good. But on the 1-hour chart, what do we have? Yeah, we don't have anything yet to suggest we're going long. So I wouldn't personally choose the IBO because we've had an IBO. It's looking more sideways than anything. We need to break above the 4-hour 50, pull back, and then give us a CBO long. That's what I'll be waiting for. So that's what I have for you. A few things are quite interesting. A few things worth watching. Not a whole lot. We'll see what today brings. I wish you all the best in the markets. If you want to learn some more skills and have some free training, scottplaytrader.com. Sign up for 3 hours of free training with my mentor, Luke, and come and join us if you're ready. I'll speak to you tomorrow. Wish you all the best. I'll see you then. Take care.